Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 12 of Drawing a Blonde Lady Wearing Pink in Soft Pastel. All of the live videos are posted in Drawing with Charity Low live playlist. And yeah, if you are new to the Vinci Eye app and haven't tried it yet and want to try it, for the iOS, you can have it for free for a year with the promo code CHARITY, all capitals, for iOS. If you have Android and want to try the app for free for a year, please email me at charitylowsartdve@outlook.com because those promo codes are one-time use, unique to each user. Anyways, so let's get started. I'm going to just turn on the volume so I can hear myself, making sure everything is working properly. This is a new project that we're doing, so yeah, you stick around and join. And let's just take a look here. So I'm just going to set up the papers and tape stuff down, lock focus. So you want it up high enough so you can see both the anchor and the drawing surface that you'll be drawing on. And we're going to start by taping it down first. I like to tape down all edges. We are using the AR mode. If you need a new anchor, go to Tools, go to AR, press Anchor, and then you can make an anchor, and I'll go through all the steps with you to make a new anchor. And you can have as many anchors as you want saved. So keep the anchors that you've already made and put them somewhere safe so you can just reuse them for whatever. I have extra kids in the house because my son's staying home from school today. He's not feeling too good, but he still likes to talk a lot. Okay, now we're gonna secure the anchor. So this will keep it aligned. You can actually put this away, do another project, as this is gonna take like a month due to the fact we only have 2 hours every Thursday to do these. So that's why I recommend having like a clipboard or something, a large drawing board, so you can tuck it away somewhere nice and safe. So just try not to get too much of the anchor with the edges. You just don't want to cover up anything because it helps keep it still and focused. Okay, we're done with the tape. Now we got to move it into the position we want it to be in. So we're going to press the move button until it turns purple, and then you can just take your fingers and just position it anywhere you want. Enlarge it, shrink it, angle it, whatever. This is actually really good for like laying out the composition before starting to draw. So I like it right there. And yeah. And for tools, we'll go through the tools that we need here. You're going to want 2 sheets of just blank paper. I just, printer paper will work. One for color blotching, like just testing colors, and the other one to protect your hand from smudging the piece. So you won't get chalk all over your hand and you won't smudge your piece. You're going to want some blending stumps for smaller areas. And you want to clean them good. You can use the sandpaper that comes with drawing tools to clean that up. We are going to be using a pencil, and I recommend using a H pencil. So I'm going to be using an H4 pencil. We don't want it to pop through to like through the chalk. And then you're going to need some erasers. So I'll use the electric eraser, and I think the electric eraser would be good, and a knead eraser, and a hand-held pencil sharpener because pastels are very brittle. Losing an electric pencil sharpener will not be good for those. And then you're going to want your pastel bricks. I have them stored in rice. I would actually prefer to store them in a container, but I don't want to steal any more containers from our kitchen. But rice keeps it clean so you can actually see the colors. And I have 2 different ones here. And then you also want chalk pastel pencils or soft pastel pencils. So yeah, those are all the tools we're going to need. You are going to want to wash your hands really good and dry them really good. If you get sweaty hands, you might also want like a tissue paper, toilet paper for blending bigger areas. And then also, if you don't have an extra device to work with, you can have a printed page, and then that would be good with the paper to color match. But if you do have a device, put the picture in like a photo editing or a drawing app, something that you can pick colors if you want. It's a little trick. It's a little trick that you can use to help pick out colors. Yeah. So you see the color popped up here, so you can actually see. I'll show you. So pick a color, and you can see what colors you need. You are going to need to mix colors, and that's really that's what soft pastel is really good for, is mixing colors. So we're going to need that later. But if not, if you don't have an extra device, just make sure you are comparing your colors before you put them on. But we're not there yet. So I'm going to take the 4H pencil, and we're just going to trace. You can trace just the shapes if you want, or you can even trace the shadows and highlights on top of that, so you know where those go. But we are going to be using the app throughout the entire process, so just draw the shapes. This will just be an extra assurance of being able to align things, and also you can look directly at the paper, which sometimes I find it better to look directly at the paper to work on some finer details. Other things that might be handy to have is hairspray. Reason is it still lets you be able to work with what you already have, but it helps you be able to store it without worrying too much of it getting smudged while you are waiting for more time to work on it. If you have any questions during the live video, don't hesitate to ask, because I can still see the comments here. And yeah, it's more fun when there's people talking to me. Don't worry about getting every single strand of hair. We will do that in the last steps of drawing with pastel. We won't do every strand of hair, but we will work on mimicking the wildness. We're not going to worry about getting every detail right. No one will know. I'm doing a few tracing a few shapes that are being created from shadows and highlights. Just do what you think should be done. Her hair is wild, but that's what makes it fun. almost done tracing. We're just going to work on the shirt and the neck next. Oh, other tools you're going to want is soft brushes. So makeup brushes work really well. I don't have any clean makeup brushes at the moment, so I'm just going to be using just regular paint brushes, but soft ones. There's a few very blurry flowers in the front. I'm going to trace those too. Just the ones that are in front of her, not the ones that are behind her. So I'm not going to do the ones up there. I will do those later, just without tracing it. Okay. We are done tracing. Just make sure we're done tracing, and now I like to work from right to left with the center. So like I'll do the left eye, and then I don't want to accidentally smudge the eyes when I'm working. And I'm going to work from the eyes outward, so it prevents smudging. Yeah. So I'm going to zoom in nice and close, increase the opacity, and go to Tools and Strobe. This is more just for guiding where to put certain colors. The pencil I used was a little dark, so I'm gonna need to erase lines a little bit so I can barely see it, otherwise it will poke through the soft pastel. So I'm taking the knead eraser and I'm just lifting up that pencil until I can barely see it. It's there, but I see it. Like, it's not too noticeable. Let's see if you can see. So you can't see it on screen. See the left eye on screen, but you can see the right eye on screen, and that's how light you want it to be. Okay, for this first part, we're going to be using the soft pastel pencils because it's so fine detailed. And we are going to be, let me just take a look here. We're going to be doing the whites of the eyes first because it's easier to build from the light, go from light to dark. And if you're having a hard time picking the colors, You can use the app, or you can use just the paper to kind of decide what would work well. So this is gray. We need white. So I think I like those. I don't know if this is too blue. No, it's too blue. Maybe if I just did a touch of blue, we might use that one. And then we might need a little bit of black. I think I'll wait on the black. So first what we're going to do is we're going to color in the whites of the eye with white first. If you do white on the base, it's actually easier to blend, makes it nice and smooth. And then we're going to do the gray. The circular motions, just kind of like what we do with the pencils when we work with the graphite pencils. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue, not a lot. Just on the edges here, and we're going to pull it out. So softly put pressure on it. We don't want a lot. Because shadows aren't just made out of black and white. I'm just going to fill it in more with a little bit of gray and then some more white. We're just layering it until it's the way that we want it to be. Okay. I'm going to clean one of my blending stumps with the sandpaper. I'm going to do it off screen because it's going to make a mess on my table. We don't want any of the graphite from previous drawings to mix in with this. I might actually need the Mono eraser. I need to lighten up some of the areas on this one side here. And that's another thing that makes it important to do the base white, because it makes it easier to lift up. Okay, now we're gonna do the iris. And keeping in mind of the highlight that's in the center of it. I'm gonna do the dark area, like the dark line, like edge around the iris. It is like a navy blue. Looks like a navy blue. Let's see, might need that. Might need black. Oh, that's purple. That's dark green, and I think this is black. We're not going to use a lot of black. We're using the app to help guide us, or you can use the pencil marks that you made earlier to guide you as well. Whatever is easier for accuracy to you. maybe a bit of both, looking at the lines you made earlier and looking at the app. And this can be pretty dark because the edges of the iris is pretty dark. And then we're just going to add a little bit of black to make that even darker. Not too much, otherwise it will be black, and we don't want that. And then we're going to do the light areas. Actually, no, we're going to do the top part with the same colors as well, right where the lash line meets the iris, using the same color. And then now we are looking for the lighter areas. We're going to do the lightest areas of the iris. Use the color grabber. We're going to use a very little bit, like this is gray blue, a very little bit of blue and more gray. And we're just going to fill the bottom part. I'm starting off with gray to build a nice foundation, and then just a little bit of blue. And then there's a medium tone between the edge and the center. So it's just, it's still gray blue, but it's darker. So if you're not sure what colors to use and you don't have it on like a in a editing app, just test it on a piece of paper, and then you're gonna need to mix colors and just compare to the printed version that you have on hand. I'm going to add a little bit of black to this, a very little bit. And then I'm going to take the blue and just kind of do little lines going inward from the edge of the iris towards the pupil. Not too many of them. We're just doing some little fine details. And we can take the white and do that little like center part and just put some of that in as well. So that's what it should look like. And then we're going to take the black and do the pupil of the eye, leaving the space for the white highlight. And this can get pretty dark. We want to try to preserve the white as much as possible. We're going to take the blending stump and just kind of blend the top part of that highlight, just ever so slightly. You don't need a lot. And I usually have the brush to clean up the extra bits of the, you know, graphite and stuff when I'm using graphite, but that will smudge. That will smudge the paper, so just blowing off the bits will be fine. And that's all the detail we're gonna do for the eye. I'm gonna start working on the eyelids. We want to do the eyelashes last because we're trying to work from the background to the foreground, or the less detailed to the higher detailed. It just makes it a lot easier to do, because if you did the eyelashes now, you won't be able to get the define little bits, like all the different strands, because it'll just be smudged in. So I'm gonna do the lighter area, like do a lighter layer, for because also working from light to dark works better as well. So we're gonna need a white, and always like test it out before you start putting it on there. I got a skin tone. If you don't have skin tone, yellow, pink, well, yellow, red, and white, or yellow, pink, and white. You need it very light. There is a bit of a pink, so we could use a little bit of pink as well. And then also for shadows, you could use brown, but would work better to make it more alive is like using a green and a red mixed together. Or a bit of both. I'm going to use a bit of green. I'm just going to see what I think would work. I think I might actually use more of like an aqua color. No, I'll use a green. A dark green for that. So a way that I use to look at color, I look at the bright areas, like to pick out colors. I look at the bright areas, find out what that mixes in well, and then for the shadows and highlights, I look for the minor differences. I go, is it colder than the base, or is it warmer than the base? And then I try to find what color would work for making that a little darker, a little lighter. I hope that makes some sense. It's gonna get messy. I wish I had another stand I could put this tablet on. Okay. I'm gonna do a layer all the way on the top eyelid, just stopping at the eyebrow, underneath the eyebrow, so that the blending would be easier. This is quite dark, so don't put too much. You just want to add a little bit, just like a touch. You are gonna, this blends really easily, so if you just put a few dots of the color in the area, you can blend it out. And I'm gonna blend with my pinky finger. And if it's not dark enough, just keep adding slowly. I think it just needs a little bit more. Okay, I see a little bit of pink on that bottom, well, the top lid, underneath the crease, and also on the top of the eyebrow. So I'm going to find a soft brush in my brush collection. I think this will work. And then I'm just going to rub the brush on the pink that I have here, picking it up a bit, and then just brushing it on. Oh, maybe if I just do this first. Grab it from the page instead. There, that works better. Just rubbing it on the paper first to make it like kind of powdery. Because we don't need a lot, just a little bit. Now I'm going to work on the shadows. I'm going to add a little bit of red in the shadows and a little bit of green. So there's a shadow on both sides. Let's blend this in. And then we're going to use some green. This would work much better if you had soft pastel pencil. I am using soft pastel paper, and but I'm using mixed media paper, which doesn't grab as easy as the pastel paper does. I think I am going to use a little bit of brown, but not a lot. Kind of like more of a reddish brown if I have it. Almost Tuscan red. I think Tuscan red might work better for the shadows and highlights. So let's get rid of this red. I think that works better for shadows and highlights. And I think we still need some more skin tone. So I'm going to add some more skin tone to the lighter areas. And we're just building up. This is going to take a while. The reason why I don't like to use paper towel or toilet paper to blend is because it actually will absorb some of the pastel, and the colors won't adhere to the page as well. So like, yeah. I'm going to focus more on the shape of what things are right now, and just adding some more Tuscan red to the areas here. Now I'm just saying what I think it is with the color from experience with using Prismacolors. But these don't have labels on them, so just a dark kind of reddish brown. I think that looks pretty good. I might add a little bit of white underneath the crease for a highlighted area, and just a little bit on the upper eyebrow, like just, yeah. There we go. And now we're gonna work on the crease now, using some pastels, pencils. And I'm just checking, just getting an idea. So it's brown, almost black. Color testing, comparing it to either the photo you have on an extra device or the printed colored copy that you have. This needs to be sharpened, so I'm going to be using the handheld pencil sharpener, wherever that may be. It's right here. Electric sharpeners will just break the pencils because they're so delicate, they're so fragile. So handheld is the best way to sharpen them. So now we're just following the crease. And then we're going to do a bit of black as well, dark. And we're just following what we already did. You could also use the Tuscan red and like forest green for this as well. I do notice, I'll show you. See if I can help you see this. Okay, so right in the corner here, if you zoom in, you'll actually see some green on that crease on the one side. So we can add a little bit of forest green to that corner. So our skin is actually made up of so many different colors. We have the base tone, which is skin tone, and then underneath is all our veins and vessels that are blue. So it gives us the undertone of blue or green. And that's why you use some colder colors in there as well, just to make it a little bit more realistic. I am going to take the blending stump, making sure it's clean, and just blending out that crease. And I'm going to take a little bit of red to kind of balance out that green a bit, leaving some of that green visible. Just want to make it as dark as possible. Okay, just looking to see what I want to do next. I'm going to do the bottom lid now. So I'm going to take the white and just do a base, just like an under layer, and blend that out. This will help blending a lot easier. Blend with your finger. If your fingers are feeling, like if your hands are feeling sweaty, don't use your fingers, because you will get fingerprints that will be stuck there for a while. And then I'm doing the base of the skin tone. I'm going to blend that out. And then I think I might just use the pencils for this. I'm going to go in with a red to get that little shadow underneath the eye. Because it's just a fine detail, that's why I don't want to go in with the blocks. A bit of green. Where is the green? There's the green. Red and green makes brown. It just makes it more alive when you just use red and green instead of brown. The eye does look funny, just trust the process. Once we get the eyelashes in, it should look better. Might add a little bit of Tuscan red. I'm going to just draw on the spare piece of paper, pick it up with this, and just pick it up with the brush and just add a little bit of Tuscan Red underneath. I think there's also a little bit of pink underneath there. I still think I need to add pink on the top as well. I'm just gonna dab the pink. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna do what's gonna pull it all together, which is the eyelashes and the lines. Okay, I am gonna just take a look to see if there's any undertones that I'll be missing. So it looks like black and a bit of blue. You could just do black if you want to. I'm just taking it a step further and just doing a little bit of blue as well. And we are going to be using the pastel pencils for this because we're doing fine detail. We're just going to shape, we're going to do the bulky area first, kind of like the eyeliner, and fill that in before we start doing the little eyelashes because we want the base to be nice and thick. And it looks like the tear duct is quite dark. There's usually a little bit of pink on the inside, but with the way that the shadow's hitting, it's just black and gray with a little bit of blue. And then there's a space between the bottom eyelashes and the eyeball itself. Call it the lip of the eye. We're gonna shape that out too. We just need a little bit on the edge, nice and rounded. We're not going all the way to the other side. I think we need to make this a little darker on the edge of this eyeball. So I'm just gonna pull that black into the eyeball so that we can create that shadow that we need. And also the top part. And then I'm gonna take a brown and define where those bottom lashes are gonna be. So I can define that lip is. If you need to see more details for me to show you the reference photo and it's not showing at the right time, let me know and I'll go over it again. So if you aren't sure what I'm talking about, just let me know and I will emphasize on that a bit for you as well. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of blue to the lash line, the upper lash line, and then that inner corner there, like the corner. There we go. Now we are going to add the eyelashes, and I think I'm going to start with a brown to kind of fill in where I want the lashes to go. And we're just doing curved lines that are going sideways and upwards. You don't have to copy exact to what the app is showing you on the reference. It looks like you could only see the eyelashes on the outer part of her eye, not the inner part. So we're not going to fill eyelashes all the way through. We're also going to do some eyelashes on the bottom, just from the bottom part of the lash, like the lip of the eye. And it looks like you only see it go through to the one side. It doesn't go all the way through, all the way to the other side. And then now I'm going to add some black. And I don't have to do all of the eyelashes with black, just a few. And there's like hardly any black on the bottom eyelid. I also want to just do a little bit of brown. I should have done this before I did the eyelashes, but it just came to me now to kind of give that little, define that little wrinkle or that crease underneath the eye. Okay. We can do the left eyebrow. I'm gonna put a base coat of, well, I'm not gonna do white because white lightens it up quite a bit. I'm just gonna fill in the skin tone there so that it has a background to it, because there is skin that kind of pops through the eyelashes. I mean the eyebrows. I'm going to add a little bit of pink. Just kind of match the rest of it. Okay, now that I got that, we can sculpt the eyebrows. It looks like it's, from what I see on the app, it looks like it's gray and black. With the tablet, let's take a look. So like a light brown, some gray and some black. Just going across, just kind of see what colors are popping through. Here, I'll show you that again. Let's see. Okay. So you can go across and you see the edges of that circle. That gives you a better idea of what colors are in that area. So you don't have to just select one, you could just look at that. So I'm going to start with the lighter colors first, and we're going to shape, so this is gray, and we're going to shape those eyebrows. the shape good? Is the shape good? We can still play around with it. Just make sure it's right. Using the gray is a good opportunity just to make sure the shape's good. Okay, and then we're going to use the second lightest color, and we're gonna define some of the eyebrows now, like some of the eyebrow hairs. Ooh. And there's a few that are just kind of straying at the edge, which is good. It looks natural. And then we're gonna go in with the black. And we're gonna do more of just like those really darker areas. We're not gonna do all of the hairs black and leave some of them brown. Kind of more of the bottom and the edge. And then we can take the blending stump. If it's dirty, clean it. And then just lightly blend, not too much, just a little bit. And just work on it until it's the right color and also the right shade. Like if it's darker, add a little bit more black or brown and just keep adding to it. Okay, that is the first hour. So we're going to take like a 5-minute break and we'll get back to, first we'll do like a questionnaire and then we'll get back to drawing. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. not supposed to see that. You're supposed to see me. I'm gonna take off the auto director for a minute. Okay, I didn't mean questionnaire, I mean Q&A. So it's a good time to ask me questions. If not, I'm gonna ramble on and sound like an idiot. So if you don't have the Da Vinci Eye app and this looks really interesting to you and you want to try it but don't want to spend money on it right away, I do have promo codes to try the app for free for a year. It's charity, all capitals, for the iOS. Or if you want Android, email me at charitylovesartdve@outlook.com. The reason why I want you to email me is because each Android code is different for each person, because it can only be used once. We have a wonderful art community on Facebook called Da Vinci Eye App Group. We have a bunch of other artists that post their artwork. I'm there to answer questions there too, help you with tech stuff as you need to, hopefully as soon as you need to. And also Sam, the developer, is on there as well, so you could always contact him through there, or you can email him at info@davinciapp.com for some more tech support, stuff that I don't know, because yeah, he knows more about that stuff than I do. If you want to be featured or have like a collaboration with the Da Vinci Eye app, you can contact them directly, just like message them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media platform they have, and they will see what you guys can do. So for me, I post on my social media platform, and then we post on theirs with the same video, and they will discuss what you can receive from that or whatever. They'll talk to you about that. That's not something that I know too much about what they will do. Let me see. Anyways, if you guys have any like requests on future videos, like we're gonna be doing this one until it's done, so it might take 5 weeks because we only do 2 hours once a week, which is every Thursday from 10 to 12 Mountain Time. So yeah, if your time changes, let me know, and I will let you know when my time changes, because I do have stuff so I can keep you up to date on what's what. I'm just trying to think here. I'll show you some of the other fun things that I've done. So I've done this for my sister. I still need to deliver it to her. It's an old chocolate box I turned into a giant locket. Here. And then I'm working on this one, which is a hat with flowers and a butterfly. And I don't know who I'm going to give this to because this is too small for my head. And then I also did the paintings of the bottom of this flower pot here. So you could do a bunch of different things with the Da Vinci Eye app. And also I painted this bag and filled it up for treats for my husband for Valentine's Day. Now I specialize with graphite and colored pencil, but I do have fabric paint, watercolor, acrylic. What else do I have? Of soft pastels, pens, and I'm up for trying something new too. I'm not sure how I feel about doing oil paints yet, but we shall see. So yeah, I also specialize in portraits, people's portraits and pet portraits. But yeah, you let me know what you want to do and I will show you how to do that. And how to paint on other things like 3D objects if you want to go over that too. Large size, small size, different features of the app. You tell me what you want to learn and I will do them for future videos. Okay, we'll get back to drawing and yeah, we're gonna do the next eye. You did the one eye, we'll do the next. Oh, forgot to plug in a device. It's gonna die if I don't do it. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next eye and we're gonna do the exact same thing we did before, except for this side's lighter because the sun's hitting that side. So the pencils are too thick, too dark, so I'm gonna take the knead eraser and lift that up until I can barely see it. I think that's good. Maybe just a little bit more. Just barely be able to see it. You won't be able to see it on screen, but I still see it. And we're gonna start with the white part of the eyes, which is gray, a bit of blue. There's a little bit of red in there too, or pink. But we're gonna fill it in with white first. I'm going to use the white pencil. Oh, I got the little blue on here already. We won't need to add any more because there's blue on this white. That was a happy accident. Then we're going to do a little bit of gray, shaping the cylinder of the eye. Let's do circular shadow. And a little bit underneath the eyelashes. And there's not much of a shadow on the other side, but I'm going to just do a line. Because again, the sun is hitting that side of the face, or it's brighter on that side of the face. I'm going to add a little bit of pink to it, but I'm going to draw it on this other paper to get some powder and use my brush. And it's just on the outer edges. A makeup brush would be much better for this, because if you rub the paintbrush too roughly, it'll just pick up what you already put down. And then we're going to blend with the little blending stump wherever that went to. There it is. I'm going to clean it because it's gotten dirty, using the sandpaper to clean it. I'm just doing this over my garbage bin so all the dust kind of hits the garbage bin instead of my floor. Then we're going to blend what we did. Then we're going to find pink, because you can actually see the tear duct on this side. And yeah, we don't want it red, we just want it pink. We're going to draw that area. And then there's like a darker area. It's kind of like a brown red, maybe Tuscan red, but we'll just take a look at what's on the we'll just take a look on the screen, the tablet, and just take a look at that area. So it's like a reddish brown in that area. So I'm going to use some red and some brown on it using the pencils. There's not very many colors to choose from with this. Looking for the shapes within the color differences. And I think I could add a little bit of black. Not too much, just on the edge. The top part and the bottom part. That's green, that's not black. And then we're going to blend that. I think that's good. I think I still might add a little bit of, well, I think I'll add a little bit of pink on the other side, not too much. And some more gray. I wish the gray was just a smidge darker than this. I'm not using the best quality. I like stuff that's a little bit more softer, but this is pretty rough. Okay, I think we're good with that right now. We are going to go into the iris part now. We're just going to drag that along the edge. It looks like a gray, black, blue, navy blue situation. And it looks darker. It's like black on the other side. You don't have to do all those little differences. Just do basics. So I'm going to start with a blue. I think we're just going to do blue and black. And we're just doing the outer edge of the iris. We don't have navy blue with this color set, so we're just going to work with what we have. And we're going to do a little bit of black added to this, and a lot of black on the other side, because it's very dark on the other side. And then more black on the top parts too, because there's a lot of shadow coming from the top, from the eyelashes and the eyelid. Okay, and now for the lighter areas, we're gonna look at what colors there are. Again, you can just draw on a piece of paper with the colors you think it might be until you find the color that looks right to you. So it's like white, gray, and blue. I'll do the white first so that it's easier to pick up. And I'm just doing the bottom part. And then we're going to put gray on. Just a little bit. And a tiny little bit of blue, not a whole bunch. And then we're going to see what colors are on the top half of that iris. There we go. Trying to preserve the white areas while we're at it too. So like navy blue, just a little bit of navy blue it looks like. So blue and black. And don't color in the white areas. This is what that will help you do, is preserve those areas. And a bit of black. Now I'm going to take the, I don't know, should I do the pupil or the, I think we'll do the pupil. So we're going to use black. I'm going to blend this first, blend that little bit first. And you don't do the whole circle, you only do the parts that you can see. Because there's that highlight. We don't want to color in that highlight. It's going to be impossible to clean that up properly if you do the highlight. So we got the iris in there. Just want to push that into the paper a bit. So I'm just going to blend that in just a little bit. Just push it in. And then we're going to take and we're going to just do some little lines going from the edge to the center. Let's create some texture, some details. And use the white to kind of do a few little highlights in there too. Well, thank you for the like. So that is it for the eye itself. Now it's time to do the top eyelid. And it's just the same process as we did on the other side. We're gonna put a white layer. I'm gonna clean this off. A white layer underneath everything, so it makes it easier to blend. And then I'm gonna do a tan layer on top of that. Well, let's push that white in there a little bit. And you can just add slowly, do like little circles here and there. It blends super easily. And then just add slowly until it gets to the shade that you want it to be for the base. Okay, I like the brightness in some areas. I'm gonna just add a bit more. Select parts, some on the darker areas. Gonna take a paper towel and kind of clean off all the powder that's on my fingertips. Okay, like the other side, there is pink on there. So I'm just gonna create some pink dust and take my brush here and just kind of dab it in. We don't want to accidentally lift up what we already have. And I also see a little bit of orange in here too on this side. So we can add a little bit of orange. Let's see if I can just... So I'm gonna find an orange that I think would work well. It's kind of like a really vibrant orange that we have going on there. I'm just going to add a few little dots around that because it's just kind of like a halo kind of effect going on here with the orange. It's not all the way through, it's just like a line between two different colors. Next time I do this, I should definitely get some pastel paper for it, because it would make it so much better. But I'm using what I have. I think I'm gonna need a little bit of Tuscan red just above the crease here. Just dabbing it, making little dots, because I don't want to add too much. And then blending it with my finger. Yeah. Okay. Going around that crease, browns, blacks, red, bit of green I can see, not too much green. And now we're just tracing that crease. And a bit of black. Some red. And just a touch of green. And then we're going to blend it out with our blending stump. Now is a good time to kind of look at the shadows again of the bigger areas in comparison to the placement of the crease. I'm going to use my finger to kind of pick up some of that pink and then try to put it in myself with my finger here. I think that works better than the brush. That worked a lot better than the brush. Play around. Have fun. And then I'm going to do a little bit of pink on the top part just underneath that eyebrow. And a little bit of the skin tone on the other side. using my finger to kind of pick up some of that chalk. Let me see what else needs to be done. I think I might add a little bit of Tuscan red just in the center. Okay, and now it's time for the bottom part. I'm gonna do a white base. Blend that in, just push it into the paper. And then the base color of tan, skin tone, peach, whatever. If you don't have that, you could always blend pink, white, and orange. Okay, now it's time for the shadows. There is orange coming down. Actually, we'll do the inner corners first. So let's take a look. I'm just kind of going across here. It's a little bit of dark red, mostly pinks and a little bit of brown. Let's take a quick look. I'm gonna just use my finger to pick up colors because I think that's working a little bit better than the brush. And I'm just dragging it across. I'm dragging it the other way, pushing it the other direction because I think I pulled it too far. And then a little bit of Tuscan red, not much. Kind of doing it a little bit more to the center, closer to, just a little bit closer to the lash line. Now, I think I might need to just do a few little dabs. It's not as low as the pink is. I'm going to take the blending stump for this because it's such a small area. And then pulling it across a little bit. And then I'm going to add that orange. Looks like it's kind of like a mid tone, like in between two different things here. I'm just going to add a few little dots to kind of mark the areas in which it should be. and then blend it with my finger. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a line underneath. Like we missed it last time. We waited until after we put the eyelashes in, but we need to get that in first. Her eye looks kind of droopy, but we'll fix that here soon. Now it's time for the, well, let's just take a closer look to what's going on here. We're gonna do the lash lines and the eyelashes. It's kind of forest green, black on this side. It looks like. We're going to add a little bit of green, but not too much. We're going to add a little bit of green just to the bottom part of the lashes. The roots of the lashes. And then we're going to go in black and go over that. Okay, I need to sharpen this one. So use a little handheld pencil sharpener because these pencils are fragile. Using an electric pencil sharpener will probably break the pencil, so. And then we're going to just do the thick, solid areas, like the eyeliner. We'll do that first. We'll worry about the eyelashes itself after we've gotten the shape of the eye down. And there's a little bit of black on the end going down, not too much. The lip of the eye is more pink, so I'm going to do a line of pink going across the bottom lid. And I'm going to use a little bit of brown to kind of define the tear duct here. Just kind of define the shape. I'm just trying to fix up the shape a little bit more, using the Vinci Eye app as a guide to where these lines should be going. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white underneath the lip of the eye. because there's a bit of a highlight there. And I think that's good. We're gonna blend it out a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to use a brown pencil, a brown soft pastel pencil, to start drawing out the eyelashes. This one looks like it actually goes a little bit further in than the other side does. So it's going to start going, the eyelashes are going outwards to the right on the right side, and then it kind of goes into the center and then a little bit to the left. But it doesn't look like, they're a lot thicker on the right side than they are in the center. You can use the Da Vinci Eye app to guide where the eyelashes are, or you can just do what feels right to you. Okay, and then I'm going to do the bottom lashes, which is actually underneath that lip. So there's a little bit of skin before the eyelashes come out. So don't have them coming out of the eyeball, please. And then we're going to go in with the black and just define some of those eyelashes. You can do a few black eyelashes underneath, closer to the edge. Don't do, like, you don't need to do the center. I think it would be best if you just leave most of that brown. Okay, and now I think that's done. We can start doing the eyebrow. So I'm going to move the screen here. And I'm going to just do the undertone of the skin first. So I'm going to use the skin tone, because the skin does kind of peek through the eyebrows. And blend. I think I need to pull that a bit further in. Just add a little bit more skin tone to the end there. And then it looks like it's a little bit pink on the inner part. So I'm just going to rub my finger on the brick, pick it up, and then just place it down. I'm also going to take this opportunity to just kind of highlight just underneath the eyebrow. I can do that again later. And then on top, just to use a little bit of white to highlight the top. Just keep on wiping that dust off my fingers so I don't accidentally blend the wrong color into certain areas. I'm going to take a look to see what colors we can find. If you don't have it in a digital form, just do some color swatches. Let's see, where can I put this? So light browns, tans, whites, small bit of black, not a lot. So mostly just like, we'll do what we did on the other side, which is gray, brown, and black. I will start with the gray to do the shapes of the shape of the eyebrows or the eyebrow. I wish it'd stop showing my face so close up. You guys don't want to see my face. You guys want to see the drawing. So I'm just tracing out I'm tracing out the shape of like where the majority of the hair is. And then I'm going to fill it in going in the direction of the hairs, which is from the center outwards. And then I'm going to go in with the brown. And catch some of those straying hairs while you're at it. Just a few little stray hairs. And then fill it in. Pay attention to like the direction of the hairs. Some of them kind of go up, some of them go sideways. Just pay attention to those. Some of them go downwards to meet the ones that are going up. And then there's like a few little strays, just little tiny ones that I see. I'm gonna pick up because I'm a photorealistic artist. I like to do the little details. Then we're going to do a little bit of black, not a lot, because the light is hitting this side of the face more than the other side of the face, so it doesn't need to be a lot of that. And then I'm going to use the blending stump to kind of lightly blend in that, not a lot. And just add a few little dark hairs in the bottom part of that eyebrow. And I think that looks good. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to do the forehead. So first thing is I'm just going to fill in that whole entire area of the forehead with white for a nice blending surface. I think I might actually want to erase the outer edges so that it doesn't get stuck underneath the chalk, the soft pastel. Because we don't want those lines to pop through. Okay, we got that covered in white. We'll just blend it out, just push it into the paper. And since the skin of like the eyelids are done with the brick, it's going to be easy to match the colors. So we're going to fill this in a little bit more on this side with the skin tone. And then the edge is a bit more done too. We're going to try to build up the shadows. We're just doing the basics. And then a little bit on the inside. And then we're going to blend. And this is going to take a few. It's going to take a few layers to get it right. Just keep blending it until it's nice and smooth. The layers are also going to help get it smooth as well. Yeah, I'm going to look at the dark shadows that are around the face to see what colors that are there. I'm not going to do the really, really dark areas where I think the hair is. We're going to do that later. Dark brown, a little bit of red. There's also a little bit of green on the very edges. Let's take a look on this side. So same thing. I'm going to take a tiny little bit of green and I'm going to do the very edge. I'm just going to trace the very edge where the hair meets the skin. I'm not doing much. This is all going to blend out afterwards. And then the same on the other side. So that little section that I kind of went over is going to be fine. It's going to be darker than it actually is right now, so don't worry about it. But I just defined the forehead and the hairline. I'm going to blend that out with my finger. Then I'm going to go in with the Tuscan red and do another line across, like on the edge there. The outline. And it looks like we kind of overdid the hairline on this side too, like went past the hairline. So let's kind of define that area. It's not going to hurt anything if we just like went a little bit too far, because pastel is quite forgiving. That's one thing I like about it. I should do more of it, to be honest. And we're just going to blend it out with the finger, just going in the direction of that line. Okay. So here is what it looks like. Woohoo! Not quite done yet. Obviously, we've got a lot to go, but it has been 2 hours today, and yeah, we still have a few more days to go for sure. I'm just going to show you all the different angles of it before we say. So that's what it looks like as a whole through the app. There we go. Okay, well, thanks for joining. If you guys don't have the app yet, you can try out the app for free for a year. Use the promo code CHARITY in all capitals for the iOS, or email me at charitylowsartdve@outlook.com to give you an Android promo code that also gives you a free year. But the only reason why I want you to email me is because each code is unique to each person and it can only be used once. So yeah, great opportunity to learn for free classes, because I'm planning on to do this till they tell me, which hopefully will be never. And yeah, and trying out an app. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next week on Thursday from 10 to 12 Mountain Time. And you could also ask me questions in the Facebook group, Da Vinci Eye App group. I'm always there and always available, unless if I'm sleeping, of course I'm not available. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful day or whatever.